Welcome back. In our last video, we looked at how high dynamic range, or HDR, can save your outdoor landscape photography. But today we are going inside. And if you have ever tried to photograph the interior of a home or a historic hotel, you know it is the ultimate dynamic range nightmare. You walk into a beautiful room, but your camera forces you to make an impossible choice. You either expose for the dark interior and completely blow out the view through the sliding glass door into a glowing white square, or you expose for the beautiful red rocks outside and the interior of the living room turns into a pitch black cave. Today I am going to show you how to use HDR to completely eliminate that compromise. We are going to tackle the dreaded window pull and then look at how to rescue and digitally stage a massive, completely dark commercial space. Let's start with the most common challenge in residential real estate. Look at this living room. We have dark shadows creeping into the corners by the fireplace, directly competing with the blazing Arizona sun outside. By shooting a bracketed sequence, a fast, dark shot to capture the crisp landscape outside the glass, and a slower, bright shot to capture the shadows in the room, we gather all the light data we need. When we merge these files into a 32-bit super negative and apply tone mapping, the software compresses the blazing highlights of the sky and lifts the shadows in the room. Look at the balance. The interior is warm and well lit. The view through the glass is crisp and colorful, and there are no unnatural radioactive halos around the window frames. But what happens when you aren't fighting the sun? What happens when you are shooting a massive cavernous space with zero natural light? This is the lobby of the historic Tovar Hotel at the Grand Canyon. I shot this at 1:30 a.m. at the very beginning of the COVID restrictions. The lobby was completely empty, and more importantly, it was pitch black. None of the lights were on, but here is the catch. Even at high noon, this room is a nightmare. There are no windows or skylights to provide ambient light. It is always a dark texture trap of heavy log walls and ceiling beams. To capture this massive scale properly, I used a specific perspective trick. I dropped my camera down low, so the lens was only about 27 inches off the floor. This low perspective, paired with an ultra-wide 12mm to 14mm focal length, works extremely well for interior real estate. It makes the space feel vast without severely distorting the vertical lines of the walls. To fix the pitch black exposure, I shot deep brackets. When we merged those files, we pulled off a massive data rescue. In fact, the shadows were so deep that I didn't even know there was a massive buffalo head mounted on the wall until the software merged the files. HDR didn't just fix the exposure, it revealed the architecture. But capturing the data is only phase one. Remember, at 1:30 a.m., there were no lights on and absolutely no fire in that fireplace. Real estate and commercial photography isn't just about recording a dark room. It's about selling a mood. We need to transition from data rescue to digital staging. In Photoshop, I take the perfectly exposed HDR base and I start turning on the atmosphere. I manually add the roaring fire to the stone fireplace. I selectively turned on and warmed up the lighting fixtures to guide the viewer's eye through the lobby. We take the image from a technical exposure correction and turn it into a piece of commercial art that makes you want to sit down and order a drink. Whether you are shooting a cozy living room or a historic hotel lobby, the secret is the exact same. You have to capture the data in the field so you have the freedom to create in the darkroom. You cannot rescue data that your camera never captured. If you want to know exactly how to dial in your camera settings to capture these massive dynamic ranges without guessing, check out my books, Mastering Photographic Histograms, and Mastering Aperture, Shutter Speed, ISO, and Exposure. They will give you the rock-solid technical foundation you need for any lighting situation. Links are in the description. If you found these interior tricks helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more straightforward photography breakdowns. Get out there, trust your data, and keep shooting. Let's keep it simple.